take you seriously with the Hey, it's Aaliyah, and today we are gonna do a cook with me video. It's Brendan's first day in quarantine, so this is how he wants to live in his quarantine.
Relax, baby.
Relaxed, yeah. We're gonna be making chicken pot pie, and then cookies. We're gonna bake cookies. The pre-made ones, though, not from scratch. Wash your hands and then wash the chicken. And then wash your hands again. So I'm just washing the chicken off. So I don't use that many pieces of chicken because we also use bacon and hot links in our chicken pot pie.
Yep.
So I just use like 3 chicken breasts and that's it. So now behind the camera is Brendan. He's going to be the cameraman. So I'm just gonna cut the chicken into like little squares. I just make strips first, and then, yeah, I just make them into little squares. Okay, so next I'm just gonna put some classic olive oil in my pan, put the chicken in the pan, and then I'm gonna season the chicken in the pan too, and then I'm gonna start cooking it on the stove. So I just put some on the bottom, mix it around. Then we just throw our chicken in there. Try to spread out as much as I can. I put seasoning before I even put it on the stove, and then while it's on the stove, I'll add more seasoning like wherever it needs to be. So we use Lowry seasoning salt.
Bang!
Erware. And we use garlic salt. Some pepper. Some salt.
We know what the salt look like. Put some pizzazz on it. Go ahead, throw some elbow or something. Let me see something.
Want to see a little bit?
Let me see a little something.
We also use paprika around here. We're Spice Family. I don't know if this one's open, guys. I use a lot of paprika, and then we also use cayenne pepper. It's Brendan's favorite. He likes spicy food, so
I need it.
I don't put like too much because, like I said, we use bacon and hot links too, so I can't handle too much spice. I'm gonna put this on the big burner and turn it up to medium. And our stove works bomb, so I'm gonna turn it down to 4 because it works too good, honestly, sometimes. So I'm just gonna move the chicken around. Once it cooks a little bit more, I'll season the other side of the chicken. We are going to take some classic bacon. We're going to throw this on the pan and make it super crispy. Maybe I won't do the whole thing. Maybe I'll do like about half of the pack because I'm also going to put hot links. But I'm only going to put hot links on Brendan's side of the chicken pot pie. We're just going to lay the bacon. I just leave it in big pieces because once it's done cooking and it's super crispy, we like our bacon super crispy. Then I'll crush it up and cut it up for it to actually go in the pot pie. But I just cook it in big strands. So I just get some paper towels and a paper plate, fold up my paper towels and put it on there for when the bacon's done, and then I have my tongs for when they're ready too. We gotta stir the chicken some more because it's getting cooked up. the bacon and the chicken are starting to cook, I just take 2 pieces of hot links, because it's only going on Brendan's side of the pot pie. And then I'm going to just cut them up into little circles. You're done?
She's right. Ooh. Spicy too.
So now that our chicken is done, we're just gonna turn off the stove and just set it on the back burner for now. Just let it sit. Our bacon is here. It's about to be done too.
It goes out in the world with finances. So ask yourself,
It's the danger zone.
Right.
To learn about what we finance and what we don't, visit us at bankofthewest.com/change.
While that grease is still hot, I'm gonna throw the hot links into that grease too. So after I put the hot links in, it literally takes like 1-2 minutes, and then I just looked at one of them, and one of them looked pretty cooked, so now we're just flipping them all over. So now the hot links are done. Brendan likes his crispy like that, so now we're about to put them on the plate with the bacon. I already turned the stove off. Hey. Here is everything that we're gonna need. I'm just gonna read you the list that I look off of on Google. So you need 1/3 cup of butter. It says chopped onions, but we don't eat onions around here. So that's why I don't use them. And then it says all-purpose flour. You need 1/3 cup of all-purpose flour too. A half a teaspoon of salt. 1/4 teaspoon of pepper. And then you also need chicken broth. You need 1 3/4 cup of chicken broth. And then you also need a half a cup of milk. It's down here. Half cup milk. And then also you can add whatever vegetables you want. We use corn because Brendan likes corn, and then I like peas, but Brendan doesn't do any other types of vegetables, so that's the only two types of vegetables that go in the chicken pot pie. Alright, so for the butter, I don't have any more stick butter, so I just put it in a 1/4 actual cup. And it just says to put it in the pan on medium heat, and then you just want to let that melt. So once the butter's all melted, you're just gonna add in your flour, 1/3 cup of flour. Mix that around into the butter. And then you're also gonna add your salt and your pepper. Gradually stir in your chicken broth. So I just pour a little bit, mix it up a little bit. Along with the chicken broth, you're gonna add your 1/2 cup of milk. Same thing, add, stir. So from here, make sure that your heat is on medium, and then just gonna keep stirring until it gets bubbly and it will thicken up and stuff. Well, that is bubbling up. I'm gonna preheat my oven to 450. So now that our mixture is all done and thickened, I'm just gonna add the peas. They're frozen. It says not to do it frozen, but I'm a rebel. All right, and then I'm gonna add the corn. We're using canned corn. Mix it up. I do the vegetables first just because we're so meat prone on this. Like, we have like hella meat. Like, this whole bowl right now is about to get filled with just meat, honestly. So I'm gonna add some chicken. So to crush up the bacon, I just wrapped the paper towel that it was sitting in, and then I just hit the bacon with the tongs, and it crushes it up. I don't have to use my hands. I don't have to get extra dirty. And yeah. So I'm just gonna add the bacon in. I know that there is crust specifically for chicken pot pies that comes with a top and a bottom. However, I get the ones that it's two bottoms because we are crust, like we really like the crust, and the bottom of the crust is thicker than the top of it. So I just use two bottoms and make one into the top. It's not the prettiest, but that's just the way we like it. And then I put the pan on top of our pizza pan when I put it in the oven, just so if it overflows or anything like that, it's just already on there. So we're just gonna take our mixture from the pan and put it straight into the crust. As I mentioned before, the hot links are only for Brendan's side of the chicken pot pie, so I'm just gonna fill it up on his side. So for the top, I try to be as gentle as I can, and I just take it out of the pan. It's honestly not gonna look pretty, but I don't really care because I'm about to eat it. So now that we have all of our sides closed the best that we can, and it kind of looks better, I'm just going to make a little X in the middle. And then also on Brendan's side, I'm just going to put an extra like little hole so that I know what side has the hot links. And then we're going to throw it in the oven.
What's your favorite part about cooking?
Eating it. At the end. I wouldn't cook if
Good
I
answer.
was eating it.
Good answer.
Right?
Yeah, that's a top-notch answer.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Alright, so it's going to stay in the air for about 30 to 40 minutes. I usually don't do a timer, but I'm going to this time. And then I'll probably just take it out whenever I feel like it's golden. Now that the chicken pot pie is in there and we're just going to be waiting for it to cook, we're just going to sit down and chill for a little bit. And then once it is done, I'll show you guys. We'll do a little taste test, and that will be it for the chicken pot pie. Time to check on the pot pie. It's looking good in there. We're just going to leave it in for a couple more minutes. It does look big. Alright, so our pot pie is now done. Ooh, it's looking just golden and just right. Yummy!
Ooh.
Looks good, huh, baby? Alright, I just start from the little X's when I cut it. Look at the crust on that, though. Attempt to put it on the plate in a slice. However, this part never works. Ever. It never turns out looking like a pie on the plate.
Yeah. Steaming. It looks messy, but
It's bomb.
all together with the crust, the chicken, the hot links, the bacon crunch.
Alright, Brendan's gonna do the first taste test. Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say anything, babe.
I don't have to go back in for another bite.
That's bomb. So, I didn't make any cookies because I got too full. And then I didn't want any cookies after I ate all that chicken pot pie. So, it's gonna be done right then and there. Please like and subscribe down below. See you next time. I like that you don't want to be in it.